Hello, this is Bill Bateman and welcome to week 6. We've got a lot going on this week, so let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to now enter into a study of management reporting. Up to this point, we've been talking mostly about financial reporting, and there's a difference between the two fields of study. This slide should help us give us an idea of what those differences are. So when you look at management accounting, you'll see that it's optional. You don't have to do it. Whereas financial reporting is required. It has to be done per IRS or SEC guidelines. The purpose of management accounting is to assist management, where financial reporting is mostly for outside users. The users of management accounting is usually a small group and they know each other, where financial reporting is a relatively large group and they're mostly unknown. People like stockholders, investors, vendors, customers. The underlying structure of management reporting varies with how you're going to use the information, where financial reporting is based on the fundamental accounting equation, assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity. The principles that are used in management accounting are whatever is useful to management, where in financial reporting you know that we use GAAP. The time orientation of management accounting is both historical and estimates into the future for things like budgeting or forecasting, where financial reporting looks at historical events that have already happened. The information in management accounting can be both monetary and non-monetary. Some management accounts may have no dollar figures in them at all. They're counting things like units or hours or products made. Well, financial reporting is primarily monetary. The precision for management accounting is there are many approximations, where in financial reporting there are fewer approximations. The frequency of a management report varies with the use. They can be monthly, weekly, daily, even hourly. When you think about production schedules in a factory, where financial reporting is typically quarterly and annually. The timeliness of management reporting has to be quick at the minute. The information is only good for the time that it's prepared. Where financial reporting is usually a delay of weeks or even sometimes months to prepare these reports. The entity for management reporting are the different areas, divisions, departments, where financial reporting usually covers the entire organization. And then there's virtually no liability with management reporting, but in financial reporting, there's always the threat of a lawsuit from, say, investors or the IRS or the SEC when reporting was not correct. So if you go into our reading for this week, you'll see that we start with a look at break-even analysis, an introduction to cost accounting, and then standard cost and variance analysis. After you finish the readings, you should be able to go in and do the case study this week, which is the Kalamazoo Zoo case study. The one thing that I want you to be very careful or be aware of is to use the Kalamazoo worksheet to prepare this case study and then to submit that worksheet. It's a Word document, and you'll see that there are some tables that you have to complete and then a couple of open-ended questions for you to answer. So answer the 5 questions and complete the tables from the case using the worksheet that I've provided. The next thing we have are 2 readings, the choice of business entity and a reading that's actually found on the web. What's the difference between a compilation, a review, and an audit? After you've completed the reading on the choice of business entity and the web reading, the difference between a compilation, review, and audit, you should go to the discussion board for this week and be able to answer the question, which is briefly describe a company you're familiar with or have thought about starting yourself. What business entity, that's a proprietorship, a partnership, an LLC, etc., and statement type is most appropriate for this business and why? So answer the question and then get engaged in a conversation with the cohort, and then during the middle of the week I'll be posting a second question. Now, I have posted today an announcement that lists the groups for the final case study for Gemini Electronics. And that will be due at the end of week 7, which is 2 weeks from tonight. So plan to get started on that case study soon. And I'm going to ask that the first person listed in each group, for example, Heather Duarte in team number 1, they will be responsible to call the group together for the first meeting, and everybody will get together and determine how they're going to go forward on completing the case study. Now there's a few things that I've put in here for you to help you get started. If you go to course materials, you'll see that there are a set of videos about the Gemini Electronics case, and those should be available for you now there, and we'll bring them up here. The first part is about statement prep and kind of goes over what you did last week. The second part talks a little more about the ratios and their formulas. The third part talks about how to analyze a financial statement and how to write it up. And then the third part isn't actually a video, but is a document that details what my expectations are for this course in great detail, as I said. So that will be a Word document that you should pay close attention to, and we'll bring it up here to give you a quick look at it. It goes through each step, each of the sections that I'll expect to find in the final case study. Now, where students fall into problems is when they don't follow the instructions or they don't follow the recommendations that I give. Also, take a look at the rubric for this assignment, and that should help you as well. So here is the document that you'll find under the videos tab. And you'll see that it talks about ratios, it talks about putting it all together, and then actually the final part talks about how to present it. Okay? The other thing you'll notice is that in today's packet, actually tonight, after about midnight or so, I will post the actual spreads that you're going to want to use for your case. These are the numbers that you're going to want to use. And don't use the numbers that you came up with because they might be wrong, but you'll see that you'll have a tab, you'll have a ratio, or you'll have a spreadsheet, and it has all the tabs filled in. These are the numbers that you should use. I've also included a separate ratios tab, and it's hyperlinked so that if you click on the name of the ratio, it will take you to a page that will describe that for you in detail. And for instance, this is the page for the liquidity ratio starting with the current ratio. So it gives it a little bit of room to work out with there. So that completes it for this week. Have a good week. Give me a call if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.